Hello, everyone. Ellen Campbell here. And if this your first time visiting, I thank you for coming and watching. And do like and subscribe to my channel. If you click the bell, you will get a notification anytime I go live. And today I am sewing these squares. I'm doing chain piecing and I'm working with a few different fabrics here. So I want to get some side up here so I can just start the sewing. Because once you start chain piecing and stitching, it goes very, very good. Very fast, very good. And I've had surgery on my hand. I've been down a few days, but I'm making progress. And this is the hand I had it on. It's still a little swollen, and I'm doing home care therapy on it. And the therapy I do on it gonna help it. So I'm lining these up right sides together. And I'm using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and you just feed them through. Feed them through. Don't cut your thread, just keep going. And it don't matter the color. I'm just doing a certain color just for now. And some of my squares, some are big enough, some not. But that's okay. They still can be used. They still can be chain stitched through here. I do so many this color and go back and do so many another color. Hello. Oh, that's me. Okay. Trying to keep a check on my comments. Don't want to overlook anyone. I love the chain stitch. It's awesome. It gets you done. You get in there and just do what you got to do. I mean, if you got everything you need already cut out and lined up, you'll see why I love it so much. I have my blocks cut at 2.5 inches. And I have a few that is a little off cut like these. They're smaller. I just put them in there. Purple is one of my favorite colors anyway, so I puts it in there. And then I want to make quite a few of these. Just however I get them, that's how I line them up. You'll see some on my chain, the top purple, and some got the pink on top, but they still the same. Hello, Miss Judy. How you doing? I'm so glad you can join me. I'm chain piecing some squares, 2.5 inch squares, using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And I can't really do too much due to the surgery from this hand. It's still a bit swollen, but I was instructed to exercise it, this extra, exercise it and use it. So I'm trying. I want to get back my full ability. There's some purple, pretty purple. Ooh, yeah. I have actually I've layaway me a quilting frame, everybody. I got me one on layaway. And it's with Kathy Quilts. It's the new frame they call the little cutie. When I saw that little cutie, I went a little cutie nuts about it. It's about 48 inches long and it sit on top of a table and it have the carriage and everything come with it. And it was on sale for like, I'm thinking $700 or $800. And when they get through with the shipping and handling, it will be 8 something, but not too bad. And you can just start paying on it. Just start paying on it instead of getting into debt or using your credit card. And I thought it was just the cutest thing you can do. I mean, I love that little cutie. I saw everything flash like, oh my God, I'm at the point now where I have like right at 20 quilt tops already done that I need to get quilted up. Let me check my messages. Hello. Miss Judy said, hello. The chain stitching, yes, do saves time. Yes, it do. And I just love it. I'm so excited about the chain stitching. Um, I'd rather use these chain stitching than to use anything. Put these together. Now, when I first started out, just putting blocks together, I didn't use the chain stitch. I started off like with my postage stamps. I started off putting them together one by one, and they was like 1.5 inch cuts. And that was going to take me forever to get them put together. So I studied and I learned a new technique. I started using that new technique. And I have fabric to do 2 more of the postal stamp quilts. And I love doing big quilts. Let me check my messages. Judy said, I use that all the time. That's good, Miss Judy. That is so good. It's a good technique. I guess they won't really understand what I'm talking about until they have tried it for themselves. But once you get all these blocks sewn up and clip them apart, I mean, you can make the biggest chain you want to make. You can have them going off the other side of your machine into a little basket or something and just sit here and make chains all day, especially if you're sewing something large. And I'm making this for a little girl. Actually, this one is going to be for my upcoming grandbaby, if God will it. Wow, I'm out of thread, so hold on. This is how I do this. When I run out of thread, I got to roll it. Trying to use that wrist is rough. I got to go little by little. Okay. Good thing about it, I already have my bobbins wound up. I might have to cut the thread. It's okay if I do have to cut the thread because I have a remedy for that too. Okay, this got caught around my bobbin house. I have a bag I'm saving my threads in. I have to make sure I put them in that bag because I have carpet and I don't want them in my carpet. I was just checking to see has anyone else come in. Wow. This causing me to put pressure. There you go. It's magnetized. I wonder what got it magnetized. Okay. So this is my chain. Ooh, that one didn't sew. What wow. Okay, I got a problem here. I need to check out my stitches. Let me get I have a little peel bottle here I use and I thread up my bobbins. And I just put them in here so the threads won't go loose. And I put the empty bobbin back into the bottle so I don't misplace not a one. It helps me to keep up with these. And I have a little, what they call this thing? This, it turns on the base. I have one of these. I keep a lot of my important sewing stuff close to me. And it works for me. Lord knows we need to keep the seam ripper near. Okay. I'm gonna have to check out my machine because these stitches I have. Something is not clearing it, so let me make sure. Okay, I got some thread stuck here in my Juki. Okay, that's a little too much of thread. Good afternoon. What is this? Jumping in front of mine. I can't see anything with this up. I know it's still recording. I'm just seeing my office tools. There we go. I store my bobbins. Miss Judy saying I store my bobbins in peel bottles as well. Keep them tidy. And I know where to find them. Yes, that's exactly why I keep mine in a peel bottle. It keeps them tidy and I know exactly where they're located. There's less stress. Okay. I took my time and cleaned my machine before I had my surgery. And I'm just now getting back to using it, so I'm still having this pain, a little pain and numbness issue in my hand, and I'm trying not to overuse it, but I'm working hard to use it because they told me I need to. And okay, so my stitches went a little off right in here. So all I'm gonna do is just start back, and add in the ones that come out. I have on my 1/4 inch guide foot that helps with the seam allowance. See, these didn't even really stay. My bobbin thread had ran out, so it's okay to start over. I kind of like getting things right. Even when I sew something and I sew it and it's not correct, y'all might not see it, but I'm going back and I'm going to take it loose and I'm going to correct it. I don't know. I don't think I'm what they call it, OCD. I don't think I'm that. I just want to produce nice things. Well, I have a nice little double script. Let me see. 1, 2, right here. Well, I used the scissors, y'all. My children be talking about me because I'm country. I love the way I was brought up and raised. They taught me respect and to think. I might be a little slow at getting some of it, but I still think it through, even if I have to sleep on it. Oh, yes, she's sewing beautiful. It's so beautiful. You know what? My stitch length is not what I want. Okay. I set it back. Okay, I put that on a 2 to give me, let me see the difference in that. Smaller stitches holes, especially if you have to trim them. So now I'm changing up my colors a little bit. Do I have anybody new come in? Okay. It's so good when you can have your pieces already cut and trimmed out for you. And I recommend that you go look on it might be in the bottom of my descriptions and stuff. The link to AccuQiult. Get you an AccuQiult die cutter machine. They are so wonderful to have. And you can do this a whole lot faster when you have your pieces already cut, the colors you have chosen. Oh, yes. Oh, I love these stitches. They are so beautiful now. I'm switching up. Um, Been a while since I was able to do this. I used to crochet and I have arthritis pretty bad. It kind of stopped me from crocheting. And now that I had to have this surgery, I couldn't sew for a while. I mean, I didn't know what to do with myself. When I'm used to getting up doing this every day, and look at that. That has a binding edge. I'm going to save this one. But yeah, I do put those in my quilts too, depending on what I'm making. If it's a scrappy quilt, yes, it's going in. I have I'm gonna chain stitch these few pieces. It's for a baby quilt though, so I'll see how much more I'm gonna need of anything else if I run out of my little purple here. And I have a few more colors I can choose from behind me. I have what that is? A pink polka dot, a light blue, a little light blue in here. And then I have some more squares I was using from one of my block swaps. This year gonna be a strong year for me, y'all. I'm already predicting it because I'm not giving up. I'm not gonna lay down. These are the ones I had from the block swap. And I may not have to use these because I have some strips cut already. Back there, I have to see the measurements of it. Let me try putting some of these together. I have to be extra careful. I don't want to sew my finger up. I could just sit here all day and sew and sew and sew. I'm in the house by myself. I have nobody bothering me. My little cat went outside. I closed my room off from my cat. I don't want her in my sewing room. But sometimes look like she draw strength from somewhere and open my doors. She love being around me, like she's spoiled on me already. But that's all right. These are so pretty. Let me check my messages, make sure I'm not missing anyone. Okay. It's just a couple of us right now, so I still would carry on. I noticed on my channel my granddaughter Had did a couple videos, and these are some of the blocks she cut for me. These are some of the blocks, and I'm just chain stitching them together. I've been doing a little running. I found out my sister, she's next to me, but she older than me. She got sick, didn't know what's didn't know what was going on with her, and she kept calling me, telling me, what was going on, and she don't know what was going on, and come to find out, uh, she wind up had to go to the emergency room because she completely stopped walking. She couldn't walk. And to show you how good God is, she went on to the hospital and they kept her, which is she been in there since February. No, this is February. It was January the 15th or 16th. And today she's just now getting to come home today. But they discovered she had cancer. And they did more tests to see, how far it was or what kind. And it came back that she was stage 4. Now, for us being her family, it was kind of hard for us to, deal with or accept, because we just finding out you got cancer and it's already stage 4. But y'all, my sister is one of the best uplifting person I ever seen. I wind up telling her, "Oh my gosh, I'm drawing strength out for you." And she said, "Yes, yes." She also said that's why God always put us in places to experience things or go through something that we think would be so hard. So when we come out on the other end, we'll know that God was with us and we can survive it. Just go on through it, to get on through it. And I was so amazed. I was just blown away by how uplift she is and how encouraging she is. She's so encouraging. She told me, which I probably shouldn't be telling everything, but I'm just so proud of her. She told me she want to go on a trip. All the women, females in the family. She want all us to get together and do a trip together. And the place of her choice came up to be, I think she said Jamaica or something like that. And I'm right about now. So, however upbeat she is, I'm ready. I'm ready to follow her. I'm ready to give her this enjoyment she wants. She she can got to continually to take treatments or medication, because she is stage 4, but they also found tumors on her brain, which they had to treat those to keep her from, actually, the way she said, her equilibrium. I might be bushing in the word, but she was off balance. And when they started giving her the radiation treatments, then before I left her, she was walking. She was up walking. She walks around the hall floor 2, 3, 5 times a day. She keep it moving. She inspiring herself and she pushing herself to get back on her feet. And that is so encouraging to me, that I just wanted to share it with y'all. I mean, we already know every sickness is not of death, but all of us will experience death sometime of another. And it's just a blessing to be encouraged when it's somebody so close to you. Let me check my messages. Judy said, I watched these videos of your granddaughter cutting the squares. She's a good helper. Oh, thank you, Miss Judy. Thank you. Her name is Nevaeh, and she likes sewing as well, but she don't really want to be quilting. And she says, well, Grandma, I want to be I want to be a designer of clothes and stuff. I said, well, baby, then you know about quilting. You can design clothes out of piece fabric. She said, what? I'm going to have to, when I go back, I'm going to have to take her to a channel so she can watch some. You quilt up your fabric, and then you cut your pattern pieces out according to the quilted fabric. You make your dress, your jacket, your shirt, just whatever you're working on. Just cut it out. I have seen some beautiful clothes made doing that. Okay. Miss Judy, you have anything under your needle today? You doing any sewing? Oh, this is beautiful with purple in it. I'm lining them up. My right hand is the one I had surgery on, and it's kind of swollen a bit, but I'm still trying to use it, and it's not quite moving the way I want it to move, but I know it's healing, and it's going to be a process. So I'm going to take my time, let it heal, and use it at the same time. I'm going to do my workouts 2 and 3 times a day. The ones that they tells me, you got to move your hand. You got to work out. You got to use it. And I'm supposed to bend it like this. Well, bend that wrist. It's in the wrist. So I have to work my wrist out to get the motion back. By the time the swelling all go down, I'm praying that I could use it the way I want to. Maybe by then I have that cutie quilting frame. Get all of those quilted up. Maybe I can do a trunk show. When I first started back to piecing quilts, I started off doing some tiny, tiny blocks. I mean, smaller than an inch. It's like micro size. And I wound up putting that block. I didn't do the whole quilt like that. I did the center block in the quilt, and then I wound up doing some 1.5 inch or 1 inch blocks and put in there with it. Let me check my messages here. Miss Judy saying, I just finished my Canadian quilt. I am having what that is. Trouble trying to get a good picture. I have an older phone. Oh, okay. I love to see a picture of your quilt. I started quilting when I was very young. My mama used to just sit in the living room after all the work has been done and the house is clean. Then she'll pull everything to the living room where everybody would sit. Um, she had she had two long sticks, pole sticks like that she would fasten that quilt to. She would take the edges and roll it onto that quilt and tack it down on each end, and then she would stretch it out, and everybody was to sit down with one needle and some thread, and she'll tell us, don't lose that needle now, because if we go to sit on the sofa or something and sit on the needle, that won't feel too good. So I was sure to keep up with my needle, and I loved it to help her. And when I was helping her to sew and quilt, she would tell us, don't put them long stitches in my quilt. I don't want no long stitches. So she had to literally sit down and show us how to do it. And she showed me how to make the small stick by rocking the needle back and forward. I love it. I love it. I love it. When my mom got to the place where she couldn't do it anymore, I started doing them for her. I would uh I would visit her. I was living in Gary, Indiana at the time, and I would leave and go visit my mom, stay a week or 2 weeks. And before I leave that house, the quilts my mama had, I've been to finish them. I just sit there all day long. I wouldn't move for nothing but the bathroom and water. Sit there and just quilt, rock that needle back and forward, rock it back. And I had such speed to it till she just gave them all to me, let me finish them. And so she would pad them up, as you say, put them together to be sewn and quilted. And she would roll them up on her dowel sticks, I call them. And it'll stay just like that until I'm done with it. And in the matter of a few days, I would be done. And she would bind that quilt, trim it up and bind it and do what she was going to do with it. I enjoyed it. It just stuck with me. It's just something I never let go. And right now, everybody in my family looks to me for quilts. I got a older sister. She asked me not too long ago, "You'll make me a quilt? I want a quilt. Make me one. Make me one." I said, "Okay." She didn't. The little part she don't know is I got almost 20 tops already made that need quilting up. Now this little cutie quilting frame that I'm interested in, that I have in the layaway now, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it. Y'all need to Google that up. Google up the little quilted the cutie quilting frame. That works wonders. When I saw it, I almost was in tears. I liked that so much. I'm like, oh my God, it don't take up a lot of space. I mean, it's just perfect. I can even drag it to my living room if I wanted to set up and use it in my living room. I'm like, I'm here at the house by myself. I don't really get a lot of company. So a company won't just walk into my mess in the floor. I don't do it all the time, but before I leave, I will move it. Ooh, let me check my messages. Miss Judy said, this is how I started quilting as well. I have been quilting for 45 years. I have I had four is that boards that popped them on chairs back. Oh yes. You had four boards that you just propped them on the back of the chair and went for it. Now that's a good idea. But you know what else I did? I went to my local hardware store and I purchased some 2-inch